はい、どうも皆さんこんばんは、和田です。今回もスチールライジングの続きをやっていきましょう。ほぼです。人影ないけど、あれ見たことあるやつやな。あれ見たことあるやつやな。広おう。修道院ね。あ、空か。よかったよかった。声は先ちょっと宝箱があって、なんか骨あるけど。あ、鍵爪系じゃん。伯爵角界、ルイより。ルイシャルルか。なんこれ。え怖っ。まだあるね。
So that is the name that the Comte de Cagliostro uses to conduct his business discreetly.
ジョセフ・バルサモって書いた。鬼会。あるね。ミラボーが、は、霊視相関音中と書いてある。まだ上があるか。これはフランツ・メスメル石より。お前完全に狂ってるで。最後に。で、ホーカンソンの踊り子が私ですと。えらいアジア系の顔してるけどな。ホーカンソン気のせい。
You'll stay with me always, n'est-ce pas? Without you, mon ami, I'd be all alone.
This box is covered in astronomical symbols. It's no use. I can't get it open. I should show this to Monsieur Bay.
今のって自分やったよね。多分。もともとは喋れるようなやつじゃなかったんか、やっぱり。ってことは、こいつな、今までのさ、ボスよろしく、こいつにもこういう中身がいるってこと？僕ね。さてさて。なんかある？他。いや、武器手に入れたんだ。これは特に乗れるタイプのキャリッジではない。で、戻ってきたか。ちょっと武器だけ確認しよう。秘術補正なしの B。どうなんやろ。ああ、そうか。 もともと臨床補正だけか、この武器は。今がそれなりに合力も上げてるから。あとはここはあれやね、油だけ。アンバリットにも一応サブクエがあるけど、テュルイリ終わったらどうしようかな。アンバリットいっちゃおうか、そのまま。なんかおるやん。というわけで油ゾーンまで行きたいと思うので、さらばということですぐ近くまでやってきましたと。なんか上から出てきた。痛い。はい、まったくもう会場。あっちは後にするとして、さっき箱。接戦じゃん。珍しい。はい。これは回収だけか。あと特に何もなしと。じゃあ、移動だ。どれやっけ？キャリッジのなんたらみたいなやつ。さっき手に入れてたね。はい、お帰りなさい。で、書簡を、思ってた書簡と違ったわ。なんか王妃に渡すやつがあった気がしたけど。これか。はい。落路を見つけないといけないと。となると、あれ落路ってことは、モンマルトルよね。まあ、いいや。一旦アンバリット行こう。はい、着いた。長えわ、やっぱり。で、実験場の調査ね。扇ってさ、でも敏捷合力なんや、扇。じゃあちょっと使ってみたさあるな。さっき手に入れたんこれね。マクベス夫人。可能な場合、ダガーを投げるんや。魔の武器が重量中。ちょっと強化してみるか。とかできる、ちなみに。アップグレード。武器。これ。お、精度が全然ね。ショップ。精度。これ秘術とか持ってるんよ。なんかこの辺の武器一切見てないけど。どうなんやろ？強いんかな？購入武器。多分買いすぎて今アップグレード用のエッセンスが足りへん気がする。そうよね。ちょっとちょこちょこ育ててこう。あれは扇使ったことねえからな。実験現場の調査。いた。危な、コンパス。何やったん今の。はい、ぴったり。完璧です。実験現場の調査ってここなんか。 えらい前
The
に
field with the dead tree. Good. I'm nearly there.
えらい前にここ開けてなんやここって言ってた記憶がある。だけどその時ここ開いてなかったよな。カリオストロ
Don't move.
Ah, that cursed dancer! May you be devoured by rust!
あ、全然無視したらあかんやつ。上の鍵爪見えてたからさ、全然それで終えたりせんかなと思ったけど。終わりです。はてさて、よいしょ。あのゴミ野郎逃げやがったからな。びっくりした。思ったより早かった。どっから登んのここ。どっから登んのここ。あれカリオストロさんどうやって行ったんですかそこ。届きます？届きません。ああ、これか。あったわ。カリオストロも普通にこれ行ったんか。いい感じに、いい感じに。痛すぎ。燃えてくれんか。オッケー、これであいつはもう終わりだ。オッケー、やっと落ち着いて戦える。ああ、今じゃないっていうのがやっぱ難しいよねこのゲーム。1対1やと敵弱いんやけど。
He slipped through my fingers. Fortunately, he was unable to take his things with him.
1対1が2対1とかになった瞬間に敵がまた出てきたな。メルメルやったわ。
The sleepless slaves. They meant the automats. Feeding off the blood of innocent people. Monsieur Raymond was completely mistaken. I must inform him.
これで終わりかこのイベントは。ならば戻ろう。全然使っていこう。よいしょ。でモンマルトルへ行きたさもあるねんけど、ちょっと一旦いろいろとね話を整理したい。さてさて帰ってまいりました。コルドリエ修道院。あ、びっくりした。普通にくしゃみした今。ああ。はあ。なんか最近くしゃみがよう出る。これは報告内容1。
Can I help you, Aegis?
What is the significance of these objects steeped in memories?
Nemes. I have reread every work that I have on them. Pages that have remained unintelligible to this day. These echoes go back to the beginning of time, to that fateful day in ancient Greece when some dark magician took it into his head to bind a soul to an inanimate object. You see, Aegis, there is nothing more diabolical, nothing more unnatural than this sorcery. The soul is the very essence of the divine. It refuses to submit to such an abomination and resists, eventually breaking. The earliest necromancers whose works have survived through the centuries all describe the same phenomenon. When a soul is fragmented, 3 shards of memory are torn from its consciousness and take shelter in 3 objects that the victim held dear. It's as if these memories wish to remain bound to the mortal who had held them until then.
異教もちゃんとそういう話があるのね。だから3つ。3つっていうのにも事実としてはちゃんとそういう理由があった。まあ、あんまり証拠っぽいというか、ね、ものの証明にはなってないけど、事実としてそういう風になっているっていうのが通説なんやね。
I found this notebook written in Latin.
Indeed. Medieval Latin, to be precise. Oh, hold on. Bon sang. Aegis, what a find. This handwriting. I would recognize it anywhere. It's in Nicholas Flamel's own hand. Give me some time to study this, and I'll tell you what I'm able to glean from it.
Have you finished reading the notebook, mon père?
Yes, Aegis, and what I learned from it puzzles me. In this diary, Flamel tells of 3 journeys. 3 journeys into what he calls the in-between. A strange world filled with wandering souls. Tormented spirits that are unable to ascend to heaven.
This world. It's where Cagliostro's victims were trapped until I freed them.
En effet, I believe you're right. But that's not all. Flamel planned to return there a 4th time. He wrote this in the final paragraph, in his handwriting, dated 21st of March 1418. That was the day before he died, Aegis. What if his body died while his soul was traveling through limbo? What if he were trapped, a prisoner in this purgatory? Aegis, because of your unique nature, we have an incredible opportunity.
What do you mean, mon père?
If the soul that animates you has been bound to the automaton that serves as its vessel, then it can be separated from it too. And if this were the case, the soul would travel to purgatory, where Cagliostro entraps the souls of his victims.
Hold on. Are you trying to convince me to go and find Nicholas Flamel?
I'm offering you a chance to speak to the man who discovered the Philosopher's Stone. Surely you won't pass it up.
Assuming I agree to venture into purgatory, do I even have a chance of finding him there?
Certainly. According to this journal, the soul flies to the zenith of the place where it left the body of the deceased. Or that of the pilgrim, in this case. If Flamel's soul is trapped in purgatory, as we've guessed, you'll need to go to the house where he drew his dying breath.
Is it still standing?
Of course. It's on Rue de Montmorency, in the quartier de l'Hôtel de Ville. You can get there via the cemetery of the Église Saint-Jacques.
And how do you plan to free my spirit from this automat?
We would simply need to break the bond between them. To do this, we would need to stop your machinery. For a short time, of course. We don't want to lose you, ma chère. As for the rest, it will be a question of mechanics, chemistry, or electric currents, or something or other. Therein lies the problem. This is far beyond my comprehension. But it is fascinating, isn't it? Perhaps Monsieur Bailly and Monsieur Lavoisier could shed some light on the matter.
おい、
Goodbye, mon père.
自分を一旦止めて。で、魂と切り離してニコラ・フラメルを探しに行くと。なことができんのかっていう話やけど。
Monsieur Raymond.
Go on, Aegis.
I went to the Hotel de Massiac as agreed. What I discovered goes beyond your darkest conjectures. The club's members have no intention of merely depriving their slaves of rest. Rather, with the king's support, they plan to replace them with automat harvesters. The Count of Cagliostro is behind the plan.
Ma foi. But such a plan would certainly only improve the lot of these unfortunate people.
You are mistaken, mon père. If the planters get their way, they will have a greater need of slaves than ever. Only this time, they intend to slaughter them to power their machines.
Quelle abomination!
Par tous les saints.
4 days ago, the Paris Guard captured 100 black people. They were to be sacrificed as part of an experiment to test the effectiveness of the automat harvesters. Luckily, I was able to prevent the massacre.
Where are they now?
In a place they call the Dépôt des Noirs. I don't know where it is, but I managed to get the key. It bears the inscription, Tour du Diable.
The Devil's Tower is a prison in Vincennes, within the chateau walls.
That's 3 leagues from here. We'll only be able to free the prisoners once we're able to move freely ourselves.
At least they were spared the fate that the king and his accomplices had planned for them.
And what will you do with the 2 servants you employ, Monsieur Raymond?
I will continue to treat them well, as I always have.
However, under the laws you insist on following, they will become slaves again the moment they leave the kingdom for Saint-Domingue.
Certainly not, Monsieur de Robespierre. What kind of a man would I be if what I have heard had not opened my eyes? The planters of Massiac have been proven to be nothing but avaricious murderers. I thought I was dealing with opposition, but now I discover them to be vile enemies, from whom it would be vain to expect any compromise. From this day on, I will fight against their interests with all my strength, and will not lay down my arms until the last slave in the Empire has been freed.
Rest assured, then, that the people will fight by your side, Monsieur Raymond.
That's the spirit, my friends. Vive l'égalité.
なんだムービー終わった途端に戻っといてくれ、もう邪魔やから。でまあレイモンドは決意を固めたかんやね、どちらかというと。今までのクソ野郎2人とは違って後ろ暗いことなかった。
Monsieur B.
箱から
I
聞こ
found this box with astronomical symbols on it. I believe it belongs to Vaucanson's daughter.
Athenais' secret box. I built it with my own hands. It was my gift to her on her 15th birthday.
I wasn't able to open it.
Naturellement. Athenais and I are the only ones who know how. Allow me. You must arrange the planets the way they were aligned on the day of Athenais' birth. Voila, like this.
What's this locket?
Athenais is always wearing this. It contains a portrait of her late mother. She said it was her most cherished possession in all the world. To think, the poor child never knew her own mother.
ああ、大事なものからだからそっか、異教か。踊り子。
Lydia! You monster! What did you do to her?
Good God. Lydia, what happened? You froze the moment you touched the locket. I thought I'd lost you.
I saw her. Athenais de Vaucanson. The Comte de Cagliostro has her.
Mon Dieu. It is just as I feared.
He bound her spirit to an automat.
Please, say no more. Athenais. It is her spirit that animates you. Is it not?
Yes. I believe so.
Seigneur, quelle abomination. It is vital that you go and find Athenais as soon as possible.
She is right in front of you. I am Athenais.
Alas, I fear that is not entirely accurate. You know nothing of Atanias, Ludia. Nothing of her past, her joys, her suffering. Nothing of her love for her father. You are but the vessel that harbors the poor child's soul.
エンナイスを解放したらこいつは止まるってことなんじゃないの？魂が帰ってくるんだとしたら。そうするとその先メインストーリー進まんようになるけど。ボーカンソンパパもね、解放してあげんといかんし。
Where can I find Atanias' body?
God only knows. Although I assume that the Comte de Cagliostro is taking pains to keep her alive, this is certainly the only way to keep her spirit alive in you. The only way to free her is to find her body.
ていうかそもそもなんでこいつが王妃のところにおったのかもよくわからんけどな、その後。
Why was Eugène de Vaucanson imprisoned in the Bastille?
Once he discovered the king's true intentions, he refused to continue cooperating with him. He refused to use his talents to create this abominable army. But the king didn't take kindly to his resignation. Eugène did manage to get a letter to me just before he was arrested. Here, take it.
ああ、そっか、国債を渡すやつも考えなあかんねやった。バイはもう一個ありますと。
Monsieur B. Do you think there is any way to interrupt my internal clockwork?
A most unusual thought. What do you have in mind, Aegis?
I would like to briefly sever the bond between my spirit and this automat.
It is a very strange request, madame. For what purpose do you seek to free your soul from its shell?
According to the abbot, my spirit would then be able to visit purgatory.
Oh, that dreadful place. Why on earth would you want to go there?
I hope to find answers to some very important questions.
You must understand, madame, that your very nature is a mystery to us. We are ignorant as to the principle that imbues you with life, nor do we know how your machinery works. That is why it is impossible for us to make even the slightest alteration. It would mean taking an unacceptable risk. Of course, if we had documents that could shed light on the matter.
Antoine, the blueprints.
What blueprints, mon ami?
Ludia's. Eugène gave them to me when he was working on the modifications ordered by the king. He wanted my opinion on the potential for reducing the size of certain key parts. The documents are obsolete now, but they could tell us quite a bit about the mechanical principles that are shared by Ludia and Aegis.
Bon sang, you're right. Where are the blueprints now?
Alas, the situation is not in our favor. I kept them in the safe at the observatory, but earlier, when I went there to collect my most important documents, before setting off for the convent, I found looters making off with its contents.
Blasted scavengers. Their kind are always quick to make the most of chaos.
I chased them to the keys, but was unable to apprehend them. When they disappeared into an underground passageway under the Louvre, I decided it was best not to follow them.
You acted wisely, mon ami. The automats are everywhere, and the marauders don't stand much of a chance.
I'll try to track them down.
ルディアの設計図を入手する。まあそっか。結局自分の設計図やもんね。言ってしまえば。アイギスであり、ルディアであり、オーカンソン娘なんやから。国際どうしよう。もうちょい引っ張っていいかな。まだあったよな。クエスト。王太子の思い出がね、進まんのよね。まあ、まだ3つあるし、一旦切るか。オーカンソンが4つになりましたと。3つ超えたね。はい。ということで、今回はここまでにしましょうか。うん。また、じゃあ次回は、国際はまた後にするとして、次回はどこへ行こうか。多分、残ってるのが、他の場所がわからんからな。 エルエリーが多分1個か、ルディアの設計図。で、モンマルトルが、これね、砲弾手に入れるのと、あと、ラクロに会いに行かなあかん。じゃあ次回、トゥルエリーやね。ということで、また次回よろしくお願いします。バイバイ。